Hi everyone, and I'm Karen. Welcome to my world. I don't know if I'm gonna say that this year just, I don't know, started off, rough or, but I know that I was hit hard. And I don't know who's going through the same thing. Encourage you that our strength comes from God for real, because during this time of my life I've been like, I feel so weak. I feel so like I'm at my lowest, like I've never been at this point before. I don't even know how to feel. I don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes I'm confused. Sometimes like someone has to say something and I'm like, what did you say? Because I like get lost, you know. But I keep telling myself, you have to get back up. You have to keep going, because this is what your father will want you to do. This is what your dad will want you to do. So I just keep repeating that to myself. The 2nd of April, this month, my spiritual father, he was at the hospital, but it was just very short, and but I remember one thing for sure was that he called me up and said the Lord asked him to pray with me, and it was pretty awesome, because of the experience I had during the prayers, and what I saw that the Lord showed me was powerful. And I think that was basically the last prayer that we had together. And then the next time he was in church, and then he did a video, and we were like watching live and just worshiping God together. He was dancing, he was so happy. And about 3 days later, he's at the hospital, and I get a call that he died. It was a big shock for me, because I was like, this is someone that has loved me, and he's been a really great father figure in my life. He'll call me up in the morning, he was like, he speaks in French, he'll be like, are you still sleeping? Like, uncle, why are you sleeping? There's souls out there to win. There's things to do. You have to preach. He's like, did you preach today? Did you talk to someone today about Jesus? Did you tell someone that Jesus loved them? He was always like constantly reminding me of my purpose in life, why I was created, and what I have to do. And I just felt like he's gone. My dad. I'm the only kid between my mom and my dad. And first time I met him, I was in high school. And when he came, I was like, wow. I was so excited, because it's something I'd wanted for a very long time. Like, I'd wanted to meet him, because I was like, how does he look like? How is he? And then he came, he was happy, he was excited to see me. He came with his sister, and he just looked at me. He was like, the first question he asked, like, what do you want to do? I said, I want to play basketball. He said, you're short. I'm like, well, I know, but I'm in my high school basketball team, and not everybody's tall. He's like, okay. And I just laughed, and we laughed about it, and he left. And then started to visit him. We'll talk. We were like fighting buddies. We'll always like argue. Well, argue because of, I cared about his health, and I'll be like, Dad, you can't be smoking, And he's like, this is my house. And I'm like, well, this is my father's house. So you have to stop smoking or you go outside. He's like, really? And I'm like, yes. And we always like had arguments like that about his health. And I was like, you're killing yourself like really slowly, right? He's like, well, I go to the doctor, I get cleaned up every time they do my checkups and stuff. I was like, Dad, you don't change it. Just destroying your health. It's not good for you. And he'll be like, yes, I know. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Saba, baby. He always had this way of just closing stuff. Like, he didn't want no arguments and fights. He'd just be like, Saba, baby, Saba. And he was also very protective of his kids and his daughters. Like, he didn't want us to be out like after 6 o'clock. And I remember this one time I was doing like a holiday job and I left the house and I had to go from like store to store, and he got back home and I wasn't there. He was mad. He was like, what is she doing out this late? Guys, it was like 6:30 p.m. and he called me and I told him where I was at the store, and he was like, just stay right there and I'm gonna pick you up. And then he came with my sister, and my sister was like trying to calm him down because he was so pissed off. And then when he got there, he was like, get in the car, we're going home right now. And I told you, I don't know what kind of holiday job is this, like how much are they been paying you? And he was so pissed. And this just goes to show the love of a father and being very protective of his kids. Some of us have parents like this, and we think that maybe they're over controlling, but they just love us so much and they don't want nothing to happen to their kids, to their children. So they need to be very overprotective. But when we grow up and we start to live our own lives and we see the things that are out there and things that are happening, we understand why our parents get very protective and just don't want something happen to their kids. And he loved a big family. He loved feasts, people coming together and just eat, and it was just beautiful. Christmas, he used to love the whole family coming together during Christmas and just eat and talk and just have fun. He always used to say to me, because I'm like, Dad, I don't understand some things. I don't get it. Why are things this way? Why is this happening like this? And he told me, baby, it's okay. There's some things you cannot understand. But someday we'll talk about it. And then I traveled, and we never talked. I mean, but we kept talking on the phone, doing videos. Sometimes like, you need to send me a photo of you. I want to see you. I want to see, everything. And one thing that I really loved about him was he was always proud of me. He was always proud of his kids. He was like, I'm proud. He's gonna call me. He's like, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of where you all are and what you become. And I can't stop talking about my kids. I can't stop telling my friends I'm happy. My kids are doing so well. And that's like the best prayer a parent can ever pray, is for their kids to be fine and be where they want them to be. It just hurts that I wasn't able to see him again. And for us to have that conversation one more. I just wanted one more meeting, one more dance with my father. Because yes, we dance, sing, he sings, he loves music. I just wanted one more dance with my father. And also one thing I got to understand was he always protected me. At first I felt like there was some kind of shift or distance between us, but he was just protecting me. And then when I called him and I said, I love you, right? It's like, yeah, I love you too, baby. I'm like, and he's like, it's okay, it's okay. He's always saying this, it's okay, I'll be fine. It's okay, don't worry about it. No, I'm good. Always positive, always saying everything will be okay. Don't worry about it. But the best news that I have is that I was able to call him and do an altar call. I remember that day I called him, it was early in the morning, and I said, Dad, we need to pray. I want you to say this prayer after me because it's very important. And I remember that I read Psalms 35 with him. I said, Dad, I know you can't talk right now because you're in pain, but I just want you to put the phone and just listen to me, okay? He said yes. And I read Psalms 35. It was so hard. I remember trying not to cry in between reading it. My voice was so heavy. But I'm like, I have to do this. And when I was done reading this, I said, pray with me. Because I want you to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I want you to ask him to come take away the pain and suffering. I want you to trust him because he made you. And he blessed me with you. And I just want you to abandon everything to him. And that was the most difficult time because when he prayed, when he was praying, I could tell the pain that he was feeling inside because he could barely speak. He did say the prayer till the end. And what joy when one soul comes to Christ. The heavens rejoice. And that gave me at least some peace in my heart that, hey, he was able to give his life to God and just say a prayer of repentance. I don't know about you. I don't know where you are. I don't know who's sick in your family. But what I know is if we believe in God, if we trust him and we serve him, we don't have to take that just with us. We have to be able to share that with family. Because when we all leave this world, You want to be able to meet them again. So the question is, where are we going? Where are you gonna go? When you take a look at your life and how you're living and what you're going through, do you trust God? I know maybe someone will be like, but why me? Why did he have to take my parents? Why did he have to let this thing happen? Why did this person have to die? Why did I have to lose my kid, my mom, my sister, my brother? We all ask these questions. But sometimes, when you look at the pain they're going through, and God is like, I don't want my child to keep suffering. They need to rest. And not just rest, but rest in the Lord. I don't know who's watching, listening to me right now, but if you have a chance to talk to your family members about Jesus, now is the time. If you have a chance to pray with your brother, pray with your sister, pray with your mom, pray with your dad, and just ask them to abandon to God and just leave everything in His hands. Now is the time. Because you never know when they're gonna breathe their last breath. You never know when they're gonna go. You never know. If there's anything you have to do, it's now. There's some of us that have been away for years. We haven't seen our family. We'll talk to them, take them out just one time. They just want to see you. They just want to make sure that you're doing okay. If you know that they have not given their lives to God, to Christ, you want to bring them to Christ. Not just your mom, your dad, but your sister, your brother, your children. Because I believe that if my grandmother didn't bring me up in the way of the Lord, I wouldn't have been who I am today. I wouldn't have had that relationship that I have with Christ. Many times I fell, I always came back because I was conscious. I knew that God has always been there for me, and I know the truth. Talk to someone about Jesus today. Let's start from inside. Let's start from our homes. Let's start from our family members. If there's a sister, maybe they did something to you, you're not happy with them, make peace and move forward. Because you never know. You don't want to regret, I wish I spent time with them, and then I receive a call on April 7th, 11:10. The voice she was crying, you know, I was just like, oof. And I was driving, and it just hit me. Said, your dad is gone. And I felt weak. I felt like I couldn't move my legs. My feet were just numb. I was just numb, like all the blood and everything in me just drained. Like it was just, I don't know. But at least he gave his life to Jesus. And the Lord had put this song in our hearts, my cousin and I. And the song is so powerful. You know, it's talking about wanting God more, you know, the love of God more. Your soul is longing for Him. Your soul just wants more of Him, you know. And this song really came at a time where she too was in like so much pain, and she felt like all hope was gone, and the only person that we can really turn to is God. I'm just gonna sing the song with you. I hope that you're blessed by it. And the song goes like this. My heart is longing for you. My soul desire you. In thirst, I'm thirsty for you. I wanna know you more. My heart is longing for you. My soul desire you. In thirst, I'm thirsty for you. I wanna know you more. Lord, 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 a little bit more. Hey, a little bit more. I wanna know you a little bit more. Hey, a little bit more. I want your presence a little bit more. Hey, a little bit more. I wanna know you a little bit more. Hey, a little bit more. Lord, 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 a little bit more. Hey, a little bit more. I wanna know you. I encourage you to stay strong and just continue to pray for me for strength.